Hello everyone, this is War Doctor coming to you with Operation Red Horizon, US Turn 2.2, and things are pretty dire, so let me just roll right in and show you my buys. So this turn for global operations, starting with counterinsurgency, we're going to be spending 2 IPP plus the use of my advisor, which gets me 3 dice, to try to save Chile from the dastardly communist insurgency here. And we'll be paying 2 more to try to align Colombia along with our free die for that. Rest of the buy is pretty straightforward. It's a Marine, A-10, amphibious assault ship, and paramilitary. Plus I will produce 1 cruise missile. So without further ado, let's try to align some countries. So starting with my advisor, I'm going to roll our 3 dice. All right, that's a 12 and a 12 here for Chile. So we will win that. Let me swap these guys out real quick. I have some guys ready. So we have a fighter, a light infantry, and Chile aligning to the United States. Okay, so that 2 IPP just goes away. Now, the other 3. So there that goes right there. Let's see what we get. All right, well, one die's one shot out, but I've got a 12 and a 10 here. So Colombia aligns to the United States, which is very good news and much more interesting for this turn, I think. So, Colombia aligns. The United States is going to go up 1 IPP. So I'm back up to 5. And that means this attack is on. So, per the rules of diplomacy, the money accumulates inside the country. So I have 6 to spend here. And I'm going to use it to build an air cavalry, joining the one that is already there. So we'll now have 2 air cav in Colombia and a U.S. light infantry. So I will put that in here. This is important, as you'll see in just a minute. So, all right. Let me get this where we can see it. Perhaps I'll turn this down just a touch so we can see a battle when the time comes. Okay, so that concludes my non-combat. I have a couple of combats here. We are going to fire a... Let me get this straight here, sorry. All right, so the first one is in Amazonas, where there is a mech. So we're going to come in from French Guiana with an MBT. We are going to take a SAM. We are going to take 2 light infantry. So I'm going to chip this out and get a light infantry from my box so I don't lose track of him. And I will be firing a cruise missile from the major airbase here into Amazonas. So that is Combat 1. Now Combat 2 is going to be a little bit more complicated, and I may move it to the battle board, but I'm not 100% sure I need to do that. So let's see. So first, let me just show you. We're going to take our cruiser and our nuclear submarine off here. They are going to go 1, 2, 3 to A36. And they're going to fire 2 cruise missiles into Panama. We're going to take the air superiority fighter and go 1, 2, 3, 4, leaving him, I believe, 3 movement, but it won't matter because unless he dies. Because we'll have the carrier up there. We are going to bring the 2 air cav across the Darien Gap into Panama. We are also going to be bringing the A-10, 1, 2, 3. The attack bomber, and the fighter, 1, 2, 3, all of them, into this fight here. Flak 88 has elected to scramble the fighter off of his aircraft carrier to join the battle. So this could get pretty exciting. All right. I think I am going to battle board it just because this is a little complicated. I don't think there's any terrain in Panama. No, there's not. But let me pause it and I will get it all set up over here. Okay, everybody, I'm back. It took me a little bit of time to get this set up, but because of course I dropped things. So we have a Marine down whose head I had to glue back on. Okay, so I have all of these set up here. We have 2 first strikes. My cruise missiles. And let's see how this goes. So that is a 7 and a 1. So I don't get to pick this. So Flak 88 will take the Marine first, he said. So these guys are gone. Now we have air superiority. I have a air superiority at fighter at 5 and a fighter at 6. I'm going to roll the fighter with the tan die. Air superiority is the other. So that's a 6. That is a hit for my fighter in air superiority. All right, I have 2 air cav at 4. That's 1 general hit here. We have the A-10 at 5 with target select. That's a hit. So I have a land target select hit, which is pretty awesome. And my attack bomber. Let's roll a new die for that. That's 7. That's an 8, so that's a miss. Okay, now we get the other side of the story. Air superiority fire. Air superiority round for his fighter at 6. That is a 6, unfortunately. We have his attack helicopter at 4. That's a 6, so that's a miss. And his mech at 5. And that's a hit too. So, okay, 1 general hit there. Okay, so let's just do that here. Okay, so I think I will be taking an air cav and an A-10 for the 2 hits that Black 88 scored. And all 3 of his are dead. So that is that. But I have the feeling Philippines is not going to be mine for very long. So let me pause it and take these guys back to the battle board. Okay, so Philippines is now US. So let me get a couple of US standard rondels here. One for down here at the battle box and there. And I have the 4 aircraft to bring on up. So we're going to take it with just a lonely air cav. And these planes will be coming back home. All right. So now my other combat, which I do think we can roll over here. And that is the battle for Amazonas. So first cruise missile, and if that hits, we're golden. And it hits. That's a 4. So this battle is over before it starts. Amazonas is mine as well. And that brings the Soviets down 1. And the United States up to 6. Okay. That went reasonably well, I would say. Okay. So, rolling into non-combat. I'm going to move the fleet up here to A36 to join the party. But I think leave these 2 nuclear attack, these 2 SSNs down here, SSKs down here as the blockers. The aircraft are going to return to the carrier, the ASF, and the fighter. The attack bomber is going to go 1, 2, 3 back home to Sao Paulo. The fighter I've acquired down here in Chile is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 into Sao Paulo. I don't think there's anything left here to move because all of these guys are pretty much done. Okay, so place units. So I will be returning a cruise missile back to my board, leaving me with a total of 2. I will be placing an A-10, which I'm really glad I bought, in Sao Paulo, as well as a Marine and a paramilitary. The amphibious assault ship is going to be placed in port here off of Sao Paulo as well. Okay, so let me check the rules here once again to make sure I understand. Panama, fortunately, is no longer enemy possessed. So I would be collecting 6 for my base income. Get that from over here. Plus a 17 bonus. So I will get 10. So I will go into next round with 23 cash on hand. All right, I will do a disposition for Flak 88, but I would say this is a pretty successful turn for the United States. War Doctor, signing off.